Hello, teacher. How are you? I hope it's okay. This time, I'm going to tell you about an experience I had on a trip that I had 2 years ago. The trip was the city of Mérida, Yucatan, and I went with my classmates on the school trip. The trip was organized by my biology teacher in conjunction with our advisor. The teacher's name is Erika and she was very funny, so the trip with her was very entertaining. The teacher took two classrooms, but I traveled in the truck with mine. She was very attentive as she brought us orange juice, cookies, bread, and a sandwich. We did the trip by truck and last about 2 hours. We had an incredible time on the trip since we brought speakers to listen to music and I sat next to my best friend and we spent the whole trip louding. We made 4 stops on the entire trip. As the trip was focused on the subject of biology, as a first stop we visited a botanical park in which we had a guided tour by an experienced in plant. She showed us different types of plants and the different ecosystems in which they develop. Ending our guided tour, we stopped at the door to take multiple photos and tell about our experience with my teacher. We got back to the truck and put our music back on the hangout as we got on the second stop. Our second stop was the 20, 21st Century Convention Center. There was a huge display of the kings of things, including food, toys, comics, clothing, and craft. They gave us an hour to have breakfast there and explore the place a bit. It was there I bought my first souvenir and it was a bond that I really liked it. I bought it for my niece who was still a baby at the time. At the end of the time they gave us for breakfast, we continued our journey to the Great Museum of the Mayan World that was right next to the convention center. And there were some problems with the teacher and she had a little discussion with the tutor because an appointment had to be excluded to be able to pass. We were able to enter the exhibition on planes thanks to the fact that we wear our uniform and the students who wear their uniform are not changed even if they have not issued an appointment. We were there for almost an hour and then we had to return to the truck to continue our journey. Our three Our third stop, which was one on the place that changed my life forever, the Creed of Teleton. Its facilities are very large and beautiful. Where we did not have any inconvenience, our visit was scheduled a week before that had to divide us into two groups to be able to enter the rooms so I'd call our feet. I was in group 1 and the visit began with a presentation about the role of the Teleton and who it helps. We went out again and they took many photos and used up the door. We went back to the truck and put our music back on get to the last destination which was Plaza La Isla. There they gave us the whole afternoon free to eat and visit the locals. We went to the food court because we were standing between three companions and I bought a pizza and soft drink to be able to have lunch. The pizza was delicious and the company was much better. We went to out to stores to see that they were selling. We went into Starbucks and ordered a strawberry frappuccino and it was very tasty, but the experience was much better as they treated us very well. We went to a small garden to sit down and share our experience of the day and we laughed a little about what they did. Our friends told us there was a awesome park with riders in the back and we went to see it. We got on a spinning one and I almost threw up. We sat in the change outside to catch the artificial lake and the people who were practicing water skiing. We went into the store where they sold souvenir items. I am about a keychain that I still have a souvenir of the wonderful trip. It was time to back to the truck and I was very satisfied with my experience I had. The best thing was to return to Tizimin since it was dark and we turned on our lamps and sat at the top of our lungs. We arrived in Tizimin at night and we stayed for a moment in the park to have a slushy.